It's 2025 and we start with some good news. Let's dive in. Right, so boiler is actually on. You can see I've got the bolts in because they won't go on with behind these otherwise. I've also started plumbing up. So this is the injector pipe work. So it's the steam feed to the injector. There's the water coming up from the tender. All that's left to do is do the output, which will come off of their U-bend, run up under here, come out through this gap, dive across up into the front clack. But isn't she looking good? Look at that. Okay, so now that that's on and the boiler's mounted, we need to get this plate on. Actually, that way around. So you can see we've had to get the bolts started in there. There's no way of getting with all this in place and the massive steam chest. There's no way of getting those in with this on. So they've had to go in now, which means I need to slot these so I can drop it over, and then they'll then do them up so they hold it. Fine. I need to slot it for the oil pipe going through the running board, which I've already marked in the blue pen, just up there. And then once it's in position, we can use the tanks as a template to just drill through, bolt and bolt. This hole should be in the right place anyway for the oiler.
1 day later.
Okay, so that's the slots opened out, which should, in theory, yeah, they're trying to. So we've got to do now is sort that one out, which is that there. My round file is bigger than that pipe, yeah. So if I slot it, use the hacksaw guide to make it to follow, and then round it out. So they've got a hacksaw cut. I'm just going to file this off camera because it might take a while. Cool. One slot file, just got to take the edges off it. There we go. There we go. So we got to get that under there, drop it down, and see if, well, not this hole as much because that won't have anything in it because it's got that mostly over it. But see if that hole lines up, importantly. Which it does. I don't know if you can actually see it, but you might be able to see it moving down there. So I should be able to get a bolt in there, and then we can drill through this one. That's not tight in the hole there, so that should be fine to move as it needs to. Get that back in. Cool, let's snug those up and get that bolt in. Good. There we go. Secured down. Pipe through it. You can see its previous life, which is quite nice. All we've got to do here is get a new felt washer for under the top of that, under the cap of that, and snug it. But done. On to the next challenge to solve then. This is her boiler blowdown valve. No, it's not an original. This is one Dad made because her original one failed and exploded quite spectacularly, shooting parts all over the place. So what I could, in theory, just screw this back in. However, there's her bush. But look what's now mounted directly above it. So the whistle that extends all the way over there, because we made a nice new big whistle for her. For comparison, this is a normal poly whistle, and there's our nice big one up there. So normally, as standard, these are mounted under the steps there like that, which we moved quite quickly to be up under the running boards. But now we've got this nice big one. The outletty part, you can't actually get in to screw it in because it just hits the whistle. So my plan, this valve always worked flawlessly every time, and I see nothing wrong with it. It's a nice bronze one instead of brass. All I'm going to do is cut the little spout off. I can't see that it needs a spout, really. Certainly not one like that. Now, if we look at this, I've dropped it, and I don't know if I can show you this very well. If I hold it in there, so that sits in this bit, you can see we could get away with a really short spout rather than just taking the whole thing off. So I'm just going to cut it down, deburr it, and whack it in. There we go. That is in. So one of the next things to solve is where to punch a hole to get the whistle pipe through. This is the old whistle pipe which we're going to reuse. Whistle valve up here. This is the old whistle valve that we've refurbed. I forgot to repaint this one, not the rest, but it's reconditioned internally. So I want to sort of follow this path. Oh look where I've just drilled a nice bit 10mm hole. 10mm to clear the nuts. Just need to rebend, then come out and tuck under there up to the fitting. Now some of you are looking at this going, oh look at that kink in the pipe. I remind you that whistles are easy to overblow. So to me, that doesn't matter. If anything, that creates a nice little bit of restriction to make the whistle harder to overblow. It wasn't intentional, it was an accident, but I don't really care. We're going to leave it and see what happens. It's not the hardest thing in the world to repipe. We'll find out. Got the steam chest pressure gauge mounted. It's a 4mm screw bolt in there. Yes, I know it's Phillips. It looks weird, but you can't really see it, and it means I can actually get in and get to it. I tried it with an Allen bolt. It just didn't work quite nice. I'm trying to assemble it, and it's actually magnetic onto the end of here. It just worked really nice, so I don't really care. Nice little thing. This bit of brass angle I use is one of the old running board valances that we no longer need. So this is now actually installed in situ, and that is where it's going to stay. And that's all we've got time for Polly. There's other stuff going on as well. I hope you would have seen my little teasers. Go watch those on the shorts. And we'll come back to you when there's something on that to see. Or Polly, or over there.